Okay, welcome back to our second tutorial in our series of Pascal programming, looking at the Lazarus environment. Now, the last time we met, we looked at a program that will allow us to write, accept two numbers, and to display the sum or total of those two numbers, right? And you can recall that we created a program with the keyword program, and we called the program total, ended with the semicolon, and then we created three variables, right? Two to accept the numbers, and the sum to hold the sum of those two numbers. And we stated or defined what type of data that we want these variables to contain, which they are integers. Then we have the body of the program, in which we ask the user to enter two numbers. We accept those two numbers. We process those two numbers by adding them and storing them using the assignment sign to store them in a variable called sum. Now, because the two numbers are stored, the total of those two numbers are stored in a variable called sum, if we want to display what is inside of the sum, then all we have to do is to call it. And notice here I have a label, the total is, and I again use or call the sum here in order to display what is stored inside here, and then I end my program with a full stop. Now notice I have added a space here in order to separate the label here from my actual answer. Now let us go ahead and run this first program. So we're going to go on our menu, and we're going to select here, which is the play button or the run icon. So I'm going to click, and notice at the bottom here you will see that it was successfully executed, right? So here I have please enter two numbers. I can use this program to add any numbers whatsoever. All right, let me just outline something here. Last time we used write ln in order to run or to ask the user to enter those two numbers, right? So let us go, right? So we have the prompt screen here to indicate that it was successfully built. All right, so I'm going to enter two numbers, 34, and I'm going to enter 16. And notice here I have an execution stop. What happened? Now, in order to address that, in order to fix that, I'm going to be using a readln to pause the screen, right? So this line here will actually pause the screen so you can see your result. All right, so let's go again. Good. All right, so please enter two numbers. I'm going to enter 34, press enter on my keyboard, and then I'm going to press 16 and press enter. And notice the total is 50, right? So my screen is paused, and I have my total here. Oops. All right, so I have my total here. Good. Now I have some things that I want to point out. For one is the write ln keyword here. Now there are two keywords that we can use to display things on the screen. The first is the write ln. Now when we use the write ln, the insertion point actually goes to a new line, indicating that you can enter the values in a new line. All right, so notice our insertion point here is blinking at the new line. Now if I should use, notice the write keyword or the write statement, and I'm going to run that, notice what will happen. Instead of the insertion point going in a new line, it remains in the same line. So the write ln will allow the insertion point to be in a new line, while the write will allow the insertion point to be placed in the same line. And it's the same thing with the readln. The readln will allow the insertion point for you to enter. Let us try to see what will happen. Let me just enter 34 and let me enter 78. Alright, the total is 112, right? So the read ln function just the same, where it will allow you a new line to enter the data as well with the write ln. So I'm going to change this to write ln. I like to use write ln because I want to use a new line. Alright, so thank you for our this has brought us now to the end of our second tutorial, in which we'll be looking at a third tutorial which will look at how to save our program. Thank you.